Namaskar and thank you for tuning in to Express News. Let's begin. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi was conferred with Mauritius' highest civilian award, the Grand Commander of the Order of the Star and Key of the Indian Ocean, during the celebrations of Mauritius' National Day. PM Modi was conferred with Mauritius' highest civilian award by the President of Mauritius, Dharam Gokul. And this happened, and the Prime Minister thanked 140 crore people of India and the centuries-old friendship between the two nations. Prime Minister Modi participated as the chief guest at the 57th Mauritius National Day celebrations in Port Louis on Wednesday. Prime Minister Modi and his Mauritian counterpart, Naveen Chandra Ramgoolam, they inaugurated the 20 high-impact community development projects and an India-assisted area health center. Both leaders also witnessed the exchange of 8 memorandums of understanding in areas including financial crime prevention, SMEs, public service capacity building, maritime security and local currency trade. Addressing a joint press conference, India's Prime Minister highlighted India's vision for the Global South, terming it now as Mahasagar, that is, mutual and holistic advancement for security and growth across regions. Mauritius' Prime Minister Naveen Chandra Ramgoolam, welcoming Prime Minister Modi, highlighted the unique and special relations which binds the two nations. Prime Minister Modi and Ramgoolam also engaged in extensive discussions to strengthen bilateral ties, focusing on enhancing collaboration in key sectors. PM Modi, along with Mauritius' Prime Minister Ramgoolam, they jointly inaugurated the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Institute of Public Service and Innovation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi offered prayers at the revered Ganga Talao in Mauritius and immersed the holy water from the Triveni Sangam at the Mahakumbh Mela in Prayagraj. Earlier in the day, Prime Minister Modi met the former Mauritius Prime Minister Pravind Jugnauth. They held discussions on enhancing India-Mauritius cooperation. Prime Minister Modi also met the leader of the opposition, José Pierre Lechaughar, and they had fruitful deliberations on further strengthening the India-Mauritius friendship. After concluding a successful 2-day Mauritius visit, Prime Minister Modi is en route to New Delhi. Mauritius' Prime Minister Naveen Chandra Ramgoolam came to the airport to see Prime Minister Modi off. The Ministry of External Affairs held a special briefing on Prime Minister's state visit to Mauritius. The Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri highlighted the Prime Minister's top developments. Addressing the media, the Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri spoke about the formal delegation-level talks held between PM Modi and Prime Minister of Mauritius and the 8 MOUs signed between India and Mauritius. During the ongoing budget session of Parliament of India, the lower house of the Lok Sabha passed the Oil Fields Regulation and Development Amendment Bill 2024, moved by the Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas, Hardeep Singh Puri, on Wednesday. The upper house, also known as the Rajya Sabha, took up for discussion the working of the Ministry of Railways. India's Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar has been discharged from AIIMS Hospital in New Delhi after he suffered a cardiac-related ailment. A parliamentary delegation from Madagascar, led by Justin Tokely, the President of the National Assembly, visited the Indian Parliament and witnessed the proceedings on Wednesday. The Indian Coast Guard ship Saksham, an offshore patrol vessel, arrived at Port Victoria in Seychelles on Wednesday. The 3-day goodwill visit is aimed at strengthening maritime cooperation and fostering regional partnerships. The India Pavilion continues to generate interest among visitors at the Yarn Expo Spring, with Indian exhibitors showcasing initiatives such as contamination-free Kasturi cotton. India is in a highly volatile session. The benchmark indices of the Sensex and the Nifty, that is, they ended marginally lower as gains in banking and automobile shares were offset by losses in IT. On Wednesday, at close, the Sensex had declined 0.1%. It settled at 74,029.76. The Nifty slipped 0.12%, that's 27.4 points, closing at 22,470.5. The Indian rupee ended flat at 87.32 per dollar on Wednesday versus Tuesday's close of 87.21. Gold futures maturing on April 4 were priced at 86,005 per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for May 5 maturity stood at 98,929 per kg on the MCX. Oil prices edged up on Wednesday, supported by a weaker dollar, but gains were capped by mounting fears of the US economic slowdown, as well as the impact of tariffs on global economic growth. Brent futures rose 37 cents to $69.93 a barrel, while the US West Texas Intermediate crude futures gained 37 cents to $66.62 per barrel. Mukesh Ambani-owned Geo Platforms has announced a partnership with Elon Musk's SpaceX to offer Starlink satellite internet services in India. Data released by India's Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation shows India's index of industrial production grew 5.5% in January compared to 3.4% in the previous month, driven by a robust manufacturing sector. Greenland's pro-business opposition, the Democratic Party, won Tuesday's closely watched parliamentary election, beating the incumbent left-wing coalition in a vote dominated by US President Donald Trump's pledge to take control of the island. The Baloch Liberation Army took 214 passengers hostage out of 425 on board Pakistan's Jafar Express in Balochistan. At least 30 militants were killed in the operation, while Pakistani forces rescued 190 hostages. Ukraine has agreed to accept a US proposal for an immediate 30-day ceasefire and to take steps towards restoring a durable peace, according to a joint US-Ukraine statement on Tuesday. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that the ceasefire was a positive proposal that covers the front line in the conflict, not just fighting by air and sea. The statement further said that the two sides in Saudi Arabia also agreed to conclude as soon as possible a comprehensive agreement for developing Ukraine's critical mineral resources. US President Donald Trump lauded the decision at the Jeddah talks, while affirming hope that Russia will also agree to it in a meeting with their officials soon. The Ukrainian presidential official said that the United States has agreed to resume military aid and intelligence sharing with Ukraine. The US Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that he would now take the offer to the Russians and that the ball is in their court. Ukraine's decision to accept a US ceasefire proposal was welcomed by the European Council President Antonio Costa and the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, and Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk also termed it as an important step towards peace. The US President Trump implemented increased tariffs on all US steel and aluminium imports effective Wednesday, marking a step in his effort to reshape global trade in favor of the United States. Trump said he would probably reconsider the decision to double planned steel and aluminium tariffs on imports from Canada hours after announcing the sharp hike. In response to the European Union saying that it will impose counter tariffs on 26 billion euros worth of US goods from next month. The Republican-controlled US House of Representatives on Tuesday narrowly passed a stopgap funding bill it avoids a looming partial government shutdown. The U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson has warned Democrats the votes to keep the government open or to take blame for a slowdown. The U.S. Department of Education announced on Tuesday it will lay off nearly half of its staff, signaling its potential closure. Portugal's centre-right government has lost a confidence vote in Parliament, potentially pushing the European Union country towards its third general election in 3 years. The third day of joint drills in the Gulf of Oman witnessed Russia, Iran and China warships practicing artillery fire and other tasks as part of the annual joint naval exercises. Australia's Queensland Police is investigating suspicious packages washed ashore along the Bundesberg coastline, and this is on Tuesday and on Wednesday, wrapped in plastic, and these packages each weigh around 1 kg. Tensions escalated into violence as artisanal fishermen clashed with police outside the Chilean Congress in Valparaiso. They were protesting a bill redistributing fishing quotas between industrial as well as small-scale fishing companies. The Vatican on Wednesday said that Pope Francis's condition is improving and he's no longer in immediate danger. People continue to pray for Pope Francis, who has been in hospital since February 14. Okay, at this point of time, we're heading for a short break. Stay with us.
This week on Defense Dynamics, India showcases its naval prowess through Tropex 25. Is the country sending a strong message to China and other regional powers about its maritime power projection? Also, with Pakistan trying to acquire new stealth fighters and China's growing military might, can the Indian Defence Forces counter the looming two-front war? As tensions prevail with China and Bangladesh, are the India's military exercises near critical Siliguri corridor important for safeguarding security in the northeast? And hundreds of Alawite civilians have been killed in Syria's coastal region. Is the new Syrian government turning on its own people? Tune in this Wednesday at 8 p.m. IST only on DD India.
Welcome back to Express News on DD India. Let's resume. A shift in weather patterns is expected to add an unpredictable twist to this year's Holi celebrations, with the India Meteorological Department predicting light rainfall in Delhi and other parts of the country on Friday. On the other hand, IMD has predicted widespread rainfall and thunderstorms over Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Gilgit-Baltistan and Himachal Pradesh from March 12 to March 16. The IMD has also predicted snowfall in various areas of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. The India Meteorological Department has issued an orange alert for Thoothukudi district on Wednesday, warning of heavy rainfall in the region. Heavy rainfall across Spain has pushed several rivers into swelling, prompting city halls to activate emergency response plans. Emergency services also raised concerns over the Guadarrama River, which is running near overflow levels as it passes through Collado Villalba, and the Spanish state weather agency, the IMET, it has issued a yellow alert, in fact, for Catalonia and Andalusia. The National Weather Service confirms that an EF2 tornado impacted parts of Florida. The EF2 tornado had winds reaching up to 115 miles per hour, with the path of the tornado running about 4 miles in length. Janikma Rangel found herself in the path of a tornado while sitting in her car in Lake Mary, Florida, as the tornado destroyed homes, cutting off power for 500 residents. Despite the damage of the tornado, no injuries were reported. Emergency crews in Australia have worked to rescue people in floodwaters as heavy rains had bloated rivers and inundated parts of East Coast in the wake of the ex-tropical cyclone Alfred. In Australia, more than 120,000 homes and businesses are without power due to the flood. King Charles III was left in hysterics as he refreshed his CPR skills under the watchful eye of nursing cadets at the Royal College of Nursing in London. The monarch has been trained in emergency resuscitation procedure and was happy to join a demonstration when he visited the college to celebrate a scheme producing young people and introducing them, in fact, to healthcare professions. The iconic San Diego Comic Con will host its first ever international edition in Malaga in Spain. It's set to take place in September this year. The SDCC has been a can't-miss event for fans and creators of comics, films, television and all other mediums of pop culture distribution, as for the first time, SDCC is stepping outside the United States. A new exhibition of portraits by Edvard Munch has opened in London this week, shining a light on an important aspect of the Norwegian painter's work and life. Edvard Munch's portraits, they are running at London's National Portrait Gallery, featuring more than 40 works by the Scream artist and also including depictions of himself, his family, friends, collectors as well as commissions. Britain's Chester Zoo, it's celebrating the birth of a rare cockerel sifaka. It's a species of lemur. It's known for dancing. It's called the dancing lemurs, and it can only be found, in fact, in northwestern forests on the island of Madagascar. The baby was filmed cuddling up to its mother, and according to the zoo, after widespread deforestation in the country, the dancing lemurs, they have been classified as a critically endangered species under the conservation of nature. The name of a 4.5-month-old polar bear, it's called Mika. It was officially revealed to the media at the Karlsruhe Zoo in southern Germany. So Mika is set to stay with his mother in Karlsruhe. This is happening for the last 3 years. He's going to be there for at least 3 years before being moved to another zoo, and he can't be kept with either his father or mother long term. The Indonesian Fashion Runway, a collaborative fashion event, was held at the Memorial City Mall in Houston, Texas, featuring designs from 5 Indonesian designers and hosted by the gallery Archipelago in the United States. One of the standout collections by Mayuko Hasnam focused on environmental conservation by transforming textile waste into art. Chanel presented its fall-winter collection on the last day of the Paris Women's Fashion Week, playing with proportions and layering in a show designed without incoming artist and director Matthew Blazy. Staged in the Grand Palais Exhibition Hall in central Paris, the catwalk presentation featured a monumental black ribbon that spiraled up to the glass ceiling. The model Bella Hadid made her runway return for Saint Laurent's Fall-Winter 2025-26, the women's wear collection, during the final day of the Paris Fashion Week. Hadid joined other models in angular shouldered outfits of block colors. Her outfit, in fact, was completed with a gold collar necklace and black pumps. Blackpink star Jennie has released a music video for her song Handlebars. It's a collaboration with the British singer Dua Lipa. Handlebars is the sixth music video by the K-pop stars after the debut album Ruby, which was released on March 7. Superstar singer Ariana Grande is set to release her latest album, Eternal Sunshine Deluxe, Brighter Days Ahead. This is going to happen on March 28. The upcoming record was shared via a surprise announcement that included the revelation of the deluxe album's artwork, which in fact features the pop superstar being levitated up in the air by an unidentified beam in the sky. Entertainment is making waves with Brian Tyree Henry, starring in the intense crime series Dope Thief. The actor, known for his versatile roles, felt a deep connection to his character, Ray, a thief embattled with the past. Dope Thief is based on the 2009 novel by Dennis Tafoya. However, the show drifts away from the book and will premiere on Apple TV Plus on Friday. Actress Simone Ashley has fulfilled her goal of starring in a romantic comedy with the new film Picture This. So this film Picture This, which began streaming on Amazon Prime on March 6th, has a theme of inclusion mixed in with a comedy and romance. The Russo brothers, who directed Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, they are launching their science fiction adventure. It's a comedy film. It's called The Electric State, happening on Netflix from March 14. India's opener Shubman Gill remains at the top of the ICC men's one-day international batter rankings after his performance in the Champions Trophy. The Indian skipper Rohit Sharma has jumped to third place in the batting rankings following the Player of the Match award in the Champions Trophy final. The New Zealand captain Mitchell Santner has moved to second position in the ODI bowlers rankings. The Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen has advanced into the second round of the All England Open Badminton Championship after beating Su Li Yang in Birmingham. Malvika Bansod has progressed to the pre-quarterfinals of the tournament after a hard-fought victory over Singapore's Yeo Jia Min. India made a strong start at the World Para Grand Prix. This happened in New Delhi, securing several medals. In the women's 100-meter sprint, Preeti Pal has bagged a silver. The Indian trio have swept podium in the men's discus F11 event. Sagar won the gold, while Balaji Rajendran took the silver and Janak Singh Harsana had secured the bronze. Russia's Daniil Medvedev beat Tommy Paul 6-4, 6-love to reach the quarterfinals of the Indian Wells Open. Medvedev next faces France's Arthur Fils. Denmark's Holger Rune snapped Stefano Tsitsipas' 7-match ATP winning streak. Women's defending champion Iga Swiatek will face China's Zheng Qinwen for a place in the Indian Wells Open semi-finals. Ukraine's Alina Svitolina has upset world number 4 Jessica Pegula 5-7, 6-1, 6-2 to reach the quarterfinals of the Indian Wells. The Wrestling Federation of India will conduct a selection trial for the Asian Championships on March 15 in New Delhi. Paris Saint-Germain progressed to the quarterfinals of the Champions League after beating Liverpool 4-1 in a penalty shootout. Liverpool defender Trent Alexander-Arnold is a huge doubtful starter for the League Cup final against Newcastle United this weekend. He sustained an injury. Ralphina scored twice and Lamine Yamal netted a stunning goal as Barcelona defeated Benfica 3-1 to reach the quarterfinals of the Champions League. That's all we have in Express News. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.